I make a motion. In favor? Did everybody have an opportunity to get a copy of the agenda for today? If you did not, there are still some copies on the entrance table. Finding someone from the board that would please make a motion to accept the agenda.
Accept the agenda.
Are you on the board?
In favor? Finally, I need an approval of the minutes that they were sent out to the board.
Okay, second.
What's that?
All in favor? Finances report. Does the board have opportunity to review our financial report? Any questions, comments? If not, if I can have a motion to accept the financial report. Second.
Second.
In favor? Thank you so very much. Once again, just want to give quick recognition to our sponsors here today, the Harris Valley River and Cherokee Casino. Does anybody need a copy of the agenda? And one. And also for our wonderful host here at Post Lodge, you guys have knocked it out of the park. It's been beautiful. So thank you so very, very much. So while you guys are finishing up your dessert and your drinks, I'm going to give you a few updates from the great organization and things that are happening with us right now. But before we get started with that, could we have the board members of the great organization that are here today, if you would please stand to your feet. The great organization is definitely a team effort. This is some of our board representatives here today. I want to give them thanks for all their hard work and perseverance. Thank you very much. And also, do we have any first timers here today? Your first time attending the great meeting. If you would, please rise to your feet and just give yourselves a quick introduction. We'll start at the first table here. Thank you.
My name is Scott Rousey. I'm the training manager for Charles Blaylock and Sons in Sevierville, Tennessee. We're a contractor that will be doing the second phase of quarter K Robbinsville. So excited to meet you all. I was invited by Mary and her team. So thank you very much. We're looking to start at the beginning of the year, and we have supervisors are on board. We're looking to fill lots of other positions for cowboy construction. So if you guys have people in the area, please let us know. I'll go around here afterwards. So just thank you for the invite.
Scott doesn't know it, but the real reason I let him come today is because his business is going to care of mine. All right, who are some of our other newcomers?
Hello everyone, hello, my name is Kim Smith. I recently joined the Wilderness Society team as the local community conservation specialist. I am looking forward to meeting all of you and working with you all in some capacity in the future.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Amy Green and I just moved to the area about a month and a half ago. Happy to be here, happy to make your acquaintance. I am with the Big Brothers Big Sisters program of Western North Carolina, specifically for Graham County. So I'm just going to help get that ball rolling and start the work.
Thank you, Amy.
My name is Jack Gross. I'm a retired firefighter, 32 years. I'm here with my wife, Connie Gross, mayor of Hamilton, Tennessee.
Nice to have you, Jack. Who else do we have? Just one thing.
Hi, my name is Eli. I live in Silva, and I'm project coordinator for Creek Bridges, which covers Graham County, Jackson, Aiken, and the Commonwealth boundary, as well as Swain. And we support workforce in the sectors of hospitality, tourism, retail, entertainment, and lodging as they recover from 2020. And thank you for having me.
Good to have you here.
Hi, my name is Emily Smith. I'm a finance manager at the Southwestern Commission, and I started my role almost 6 months ago, and I'm really glad to be
Good afternoon, I'm Linda Lamb, I'm with the Southwestern Commission, and I'm the Workforce Development Department. I'm the Business Services Representative, covering the 7 counties, Southwestern North Carolina. Thank you for having me.
Do you have any others that are here for the first time? Well, welcome to all of you, both of those that are here for the first time and those of you that are so faithful to continue to support the great organization. We are so very, very thankful to have you. So, talking about what's going on with the great organization, I think that we have finally, like so many others, started to see the light at the end of the tunnel after COVID. And it seems like that once there was a crack in the dam, it just kind of almost knocked it down. There's so many things coming in so many different directions that trying to pick and choose exactly what you want to do can be somewhat difficult. But right now, some of the things that I do know that Greg is hoping to be involved in the upcoming year in particular is going to be in building outdoor communities and also building outdoor businesses, outdoor businesses. We're looking at recreation facilities for the community. We're going to continue working with the school on the education and touch on Main Street. We have some other things that are also going to be going on in the area of leadership and business. So if anyone has any interest in joining arms with us and getting involved and finding out more about how you can help the community or how the community can help you, please pick up one of the flyers that are on the table that has shares the information about our different committees and the different work that each one of those does, and who you can contact to get more information on that. So please do that, and we would love to have another person at the table next time around. So, any questions in particular about what Greg is up to at this point, or that you would like to know in particular? Okay. We're going to move on now to our introduction of the Southwest Commission, and there's about several speakers that are going to be here with us today, and I think that Becca Scott is going to come and get them kicked off.
Thank you, Michelle. I am Becca Scott. I'm the Director of Community and Economic Development for the Southwestern Commission. First of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much for having us. It's always fun to come here and see what you guys are up to. And what a beautiful place to have us. Thank you. So, I'm with the Southwestern Commission. Linda just a moment ago talked a little bit about what the Southwestern Commission is. We're the regional council of government for the 7 western counties in North Carolina, so Haywood, West, all the towns within those counties in the DC area. Our mission as an organization is to improve the quality of life for the people who live in that region. We do this in multiple different ways. We have an area agency on aging that works with older adults. We have a workforce development department that Linda works with. They work with folks who are in the workforce, folks who are trying to enter the workforce, and businesses that employ the workforce. And then I work in our community and economic development department. Billy, who also switched to this area, will come up and talk a little bit later. She is a part of our community and economic development department as well. What we do in our department is offer technical assistance to local governments and nonprofits throughout the region. We do this through grant writing, we do research, we connect folks to resources. We serve as kind of a liaison from federal organizations additions to the region, Appalachian Regional Commission and the Economic Development Administration. And another thing that we do is we work on larger regional projects. And we're going to talk about some of those initiatives today, Millie, myself, and Josh. So I'm here to talk about digital inclusion. As you all know, I've worked for the Commission for about 7 years, and every meeting I've ever gone to, someone has talked about broadband, the importance of broadband, the lack of broadband, how it's a big challenge. And as you all have done work in this area as well, and you all are very aware that there has been a lot of work that's been put into expansion of broadband infrastructure over the years. As this continues, we know it's still a great need. There's still a lot left to do. But as this infrastructure expands and more houses are connected to the internet, and we're tackling this issue and having a lot of success through state grants that are happening. One other topic that is very similar is digital inclusion. The internet at their home, they can sign up for it. Is there something that's an obstacle to them that is keeping them from being able to adopt internet service at their house? So that's what I'm here to talk about. So what is digital inclusion? Again, we talk a lot about the expansion of infrastructure, and I think for me it was really hard for me to grasp the concept of what is digital inclusion when we work so hard on the infrastructure. Right on that ladder as far as you can say. Digital inclusion goes beyond that. Again, once people have that service that they could get, what is keeping them from doing it? So this process, this effort is ensuring that people have the tools and participate. So what is keeping people from adopting internet service? It's things like a lack of a device. It's not affordable to them. Sometimes internet service can be really expensive. They don't have the digital skills that they need to use a device or to do the things that they want to do on the internet. We call that digital literacy. Sometimes folks are not interested. And there are a variety of other things. So I've got some data specifically for Grand County that I want to share. The most recent data that's available from the state Department of Information Technology is that only 43.53, so 44% of the population here has a broadband subscription. And about 64% of the population does have internet access, so only 44% of those are actually using their available service. And 31% of the population has no computer or device. So you can see that there is a thing, an obstacle that is keeping people in Grand County and also throughout the region from getting internet service. So what we have done to kind of address this issue to help people be able to use the internet is we've done this task. We're working with NC State University's Institute for Emerging Issues. They got a grant from Donald Health Trust to do a planning process for each county in the ECI. It was a pretty big effort, several months of public input, talking to communities. We've had big regional kickoff meetings, we've had smaller county level meetings. We've released a questionnaire where folks are able to provide input. And what we've learned is that a lot of people are actually doing this work right now. They just haven't been calling it digital inclusion. Libraries, churches, schools, so many people have done it. So, the question I had is that, well, if people are already doing this work, then why are we doing plans, right? There's a lot of funding that's going to be coming down from the state. And by having everyone in the room talking about what is needed, what's currently happening, and how we can look into what is needed and how we can solve the problems that we've identified, we'll be able to access the money that's coming down. We'll know exactly what is needed, and we'll know that when we implement these strategies identified in the plan, that they are actual needs in our community. So we're not just like guessing at what the issue is. We know because we've gotten input from our community that is actually needed, and that these are the players who could address that need. So we have the right people at the table, they're giving us the information, and we're able to identify and then access the funding. Part of this digital inclusion planning work that was funded through Dr. Health will be the implementation of some of the strategies that we did. It has given money for us to implement some of the things that are identified in this process. Again, these strategies are identified by people in the community. We're not just coming up with them ourselves. We're taking all this input that we're gathering, and we're making specific strategies for each county. Michelle was at one of our digital inclusion efforts, so we know we've gotten some good input from folks here in Grand County. I'll give you an example of a digital inclusion project that has already happened, and this is again what we're really saying is digital inclusion. Graham County Schools, got $30,000 through the student convention program to provide Graham County to purchase Chromebooks for students. So those are the kinds of projects that could be identified in this plan, and then could be funded through the government office from later. So, what can you guys do? First, if you are familiar with people who would need to use the internet, if you're familiar with things that are keeping people from using the internet, if you work with a population who could use the internet but isn't able to, please take our questionnaire. Have us gather input specifically for Graham County so that we make sure that plan is exactly what is needed here in this county and that the strategies to solve the issues are relevant to this county. Another thing, I'm just going to plug this program real quick, the Affordable Connectivity Program is a federal program that provides a subsidy to internet service providers to provide service to a household so that that internet service bill is lower. It's $30 a month benefit to help households afford access to high-speed internet service, up to $75 a month if the household is on qualifying travel plans, or we can get a one-time discount of up to $100 for a device. So, if you know of anybody who would qualify for this program, send them to me. My email address is becca@regiona.org, or we can definitely send out information that you guys can share with the community and let folks know about this program. I don't think as many people are accessing this program as there could be. So, again, the question is, we would love your input. The Affordable Connectivity Program, public connectivity to the internet. But with that, that's our big, one of our big regional efforts that's going on. I'm going to introduce you guys to Kimberly Smith, who is our project manager, and she's going to come talk to you guys about building outdoor communities. Thanks.
There's the questionnaire.
So I can send that to you if you guys want to email it to me, or actually, Michelle, I can send you the questionnaire and the link to the Affordable Connectivity Program. Thanks. Thanks, Becca. So again, I'm a project manager with the Community and Economic Development Team at the Southwestern Commission. And one of our initiatives that Michelle mentioned earlier is the Building Outdoor Communities program. So this is a program that's funded through the Appalachian Regional Commission and is spearheaded by a project called Made by Mountains. If you're all familiar with the organization Mountain Bismarcks, they have gotten this funding to bring dollars to the region, the 25 western counties, to enhance the region's outdoor economy. This can mean that they are creating opportunities for outdoor recreation, or it could be attracting manufacturing companies that build gear and other kinds of products that help people get into the outdoors and use that. For example, maybe building bike parts or boats or fishing equipment, that sort of thing. So the goal of this project is to support quality of life, public health, and stewardship while advancing communities' outdoor recreation infrastructure and economic goals. And Graham County is one of the 25 counties that are covered in this region. And currently, the project is underway. It's a 2-year program. We launched it in September. Michelle and Jim Baker came with us to Boone, where we met with other people from throughout the region who are implementing different projects or just getting started. It's going to be in a cohort style. So currently, the first of 3 cohorts is already underway, getting their plans together per county to create outdoor recreation or economic development projects. And we in Graham County are hoping to create a plan that will essentially create a project that can lead to development, with whether it be trails or greenways or attractive businesses to the county that will contribute to the outdoor, the way that people can engage with the outdoors. So Green County is in the second cohort, which will launch in the spring. We will, at that point, work with students at Appalachian State to look into data and try to find different ways that we can implement projects in Graham County. So currently, there is not an official team assembled. We don't have yet the, the perfect project that we're going to bring. So this is, our plea to see if any of you are interested in engaging. We at the Southwestern Commission are assisting with this effort and here to be a resource to liaise between the Build Member Communities Advisory Group and communities on the ground who are creating these projects. So if you have any interest whatsoever, please reach out to myself. We'd be happy to get you involved as we craft this plan and move into the planning stages and implementation of this project that Grand County will produce that will ultimately lead to the creation of jobs, different economic opportunities, and ideally the stewardship of the land and assets that we all enjoy so much here. I think that covered a lot of it. I don't know if there are any questions. I'm happy to provide more information one-on-one or if you have any thoughts at all. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So, thank you.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Josh Carpenter. I am the director for the Mountain West Partnership and currently serving in Grand County's economic development role for a contract we just signed in early October to cover that for the county. So very excited about all those roles, but excited about today and excited to talk to you a little bit about economic development. And before I got into that, I thought in the spirit of the season, Thanksgiving, I would say a few things about what I was thankful for. One, thankful so much for being a community of people that are supportive. And we look for support in all those different ways around this room and in this room for so many folks that I've grown up with, been around, and thank you for that support. I have to recognize a couple of them. My mom Judy's here, and my aunt Connie right there. And then also the folks that I work with at the Southwestern Commission, so thank you all for all your support. So my intent today really was to start to talk about economic development and how that affects the region and all the things that we get to do along those lines. So, if you will, for just a second, imagine this room as an economy. If we were an economy in this room, we were sitting here trading goods and services for money, and that would be the definition of economy, right? We're moving goods and services around, we're trading money, we have all those things, and again, it's this sort of idea that within the room there's a certain amount of money, and a certain amount of goods and services. That's sort of the idea around gross domestic product at the national level and the state. So, but if you were to think about it in the room, and we want to get the economy to move forward and be bigger, how do we do that? Well, there's a couple of ways. The ultimate goal is we want to bring more money into the room, right? Because again, if we're just trading that money inside the room, it's just circulating around the room, there's really not any kind of increase, it just circulates around the room. That might be in pockets, it might be a little more there, over here, whatever. But the idea is really to get additional money into the region, into the room, we've got to bring some money in. A couple of ways we can do that. One, we can bring some visitors, have some tourism development, we can bring more people here, and they're going to spend some more money, put some more money in the system. Second thing is we can increase the number of businesses in the room, bring more people to the region. Bring more people into the room, have more businesses, have more money flowing. It's a really simple economic concept. The only reason I'm able to understand it is that's the way that I think about the economy. And so if we're looking at the regional economy, it's no different on that scale than it was in the scale when we were here in this room. So the idea being that the Mountain West Partnership is really set up to do just that, is to bring more money to the region, to bring additional resources to the region, to lift up the region, and to help the businesses that are here grow, help bring additional businesses to the region, and then something that we don't always get involved in is the tourism aspects of things, but we certainly support the tourism-based businesses, much like we have here at the Oak Lodge, and support the jobs that are created through those businesses and want to help them to help lift all those things up. So again, my intent with the Mountain West Partnership and really working with the Southwestern Commission is just that, is to bring additional growth. And so how have we been doing? How well have I been doing this job? I haven't been in this job too long, but prior to this role, I was in a very similar type of position with a statewide organization. And for the last, since 2015, I've helped create over 1,800 jobs, $600 million in investment and that's across the 13 county region. Most of those jobs, most of that investment were in tier 1 communities. About 40% of it. If you add in tier 2, which is the second level of economic distress in the state, it's about 70% of communities that vouch for impacts and create jobs. And so we want to see that success continue. We want to see those jobs get developed. We want to see the additional money that is generated off of that to grow and to be maintained here in the region. So I just look forward to working with you all, doing those types of jobs, creation of projects, and I look forward to being a partner. Continue that. Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
So does anybody have any questions from the information that you heard shared? We're going to think of all of them once you get home, right? Thank you also. Katie?
Another way to bring money into the area is to have more residents, not just tourists. And I wondered if there's any effort being put into real estate development. Not that I want that, but it is a way for, and this is a wonderful place in the country to live, especially now when coasts are being inundated and there are fires in the west, and so.
Correct. I have heard only rumors at this point, so there is nothing that I can say that I would know is legit. So I do know that there's a lot of efforts going on in regards to housing, because one of the big things that we have as far as people moving into the area is we have nowhere for them to live. And there's a great deal of efforts being made on that front from a lot of different organizations. Southwest Commission, Dogwood Hill, Grant County government, they're all making.
We've got a story in the paper this week about Dogwood Health Trust. It's like 1.3 million for affordable housing that they've awarded the county. So there's efforts being made. Yeah.
That's a step. As far as investment, I think most of what I hear in the circles that I've traveled in recently is that we need to work on making this a place people want to be. So I think that there needs to be some internal efforts made to make Graham County the place that people don't want to just come and stay in the outdoors, but they want to come and experience the whole atmosphere, what it's like to live in a small rural town with all the things that they think that that means. So in order to do that, we have to make the place that we live, those of us that live here day in and day out, need to help make that the kind of place that would naturally draw people. And I think when that happens, that's going to be the key to investors looking at the area and saying, hey, you know, my employees would want to live here. My people would want to visit here. I see that people like this place. I'd like to make some money here. You know, but I think that's kind of the place we're going to have to start at this point in time. But if you have any ideas, or if you know any people, please talk to us. So, any other questions? I just want to say to you one more time, all the things that have been mentioned here today, the different projects that Greg hopes to be involved in, the different projects that Southwest Commission is involved in, the projects that Josh is working on, all of those are areas that each and every one of us can ourselves be involved in and can have a voice in and can be part of, especially the things that are happening locally, the recreation, the revitalization in the Main Street area, a vast majority of things going on. We need boots on the ground. So take one of the flyers out front, look over those committees and the different opportunities there are there. If you don't want to be part of an organization, but you're interested in the things going on in the community, that's a good place to start. We can get you plugged in somewhere with the things that are going on. So, since we have so many people gathered here today, I would like to ask and open up the floor for anyone that might have an update from their organization or their region or their area, or something that they would like to share with others that are here in the room.
I'm Max Buchanan from the Graham County Historical Association. And one of our goals is to establish a museum in Graham County. We're the only county in North Carolina that does not have a museum. So, and one of the things I'd like to say today, that we're well on our way, because on September the 16th, we made the final payment on the Snyder building. Our goal now is working on grants to get money to upgrade it. And then we do have some money in the bank that's set aside to start working on the codes that we've got going up to date. And with the grants and all, we're also working on a business plan. And we've been having a good many people joining the association. And we've been raising funds through memberships and fundraisers. And one of our big fundraisers we've got going on right now is the Graham County 150th anniversary commemorative program. And right now, our last order we got, we've run out of stock. We're on order again. It should be here before Christmas. And if you wanted like to take a look at that drill, I have one here you can look at. And if you're interested, I'll gladly take your name and phone number, and when we get them in, we'll give you a call. And then also, we appreciate everything that Greg has done for us through the times that we've been trying to get established good and everything. So right now, we're down to meeting once a month, the first Monday of each month. And we meet at the community bank. And also we meet by teleconference also, so everyone is interested in joining us. Thank you.
Max, could you remind me what time you hold your meetings?
At 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Anyone else? Well, there's got to be some people got things going on.
So I'm Valerie, I'm the GM of Coke Lodge. We are so thankful that you're here. We do have some new updates. We'll be hosting the New Year's Eve celebration. We'll have activities starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, trying to do swing dancing and different things for the community. That being said, we need ideas. We try to promote Fontana and Snowbird and Lynn's Place as much as we can. Our guests get here. They don't always want to stay here. We need other ideas and activities for them to do. I follow the Graham County Library, so if you guys have activities, I would love you guys to email us so that we could include our visitors in everything for Graham County. There's so much here, not at Spoga, just the whole Graham County as one. We are one community. We are trying to do specials for locals, so if you're a local, you'll get discounts on dining and lodging. We want locals to know that they are welcome here. We will not be closed in January and February. We will be open weekends up here for dining anytime anyone wants to come. The Floral Lounge will be open on Fridays and Saturday nights from 6 to 10. That will be new. We have 122 acres here, 11 hiking trails, so if someone's staying somewhere else and they need somewhere new to come hike, send them out here. They don't have to stay here to come hike here. That's about it. We're going to say hi and thank you all again for coming.
Yeah, I'll give just a couple of updates. I'm Philip Moore with the Department of Agriculture, the Farm Service Agency. Our office serving the Graham counties in Murphy, and we also have an office in Bryson City. So if you're on, depending on which end of the county you're on, it might be quicker, it might be a short trip over there. But you can always contact us by phone. But anyway, I just always want to emphasize that we are here to serve not just big farmers growing hundreds of acres of corn and soybeans, but we're here to help folks with honeybees, with small backyard gardens. If you're selling at the farmer's market, you've got livestock. Just give us a call, 837-2721. If you know anyone who might benefit from any kind of, basically anything in the federal farm bill, it pretty much goes through us. Sometimes we'll direct you on to Michael Wiggins, who's, a lot of you probably know Michael lives here in Grant County. He's with Natural Resources Conservation Service, just a sibling agency of my agency, Farm Service Agency. Two things we have going on that are kind of new. One, if anyone is wanting to move into organic farming, we have a couple of cost share programs. All that means is we help you pay some of the costs of getting your certification. And so that can be a big help. Just if you get a little better price for your products, you can get into new markets if you're a certified organic producer. And also, if anyone is wanting to market to, say, grocery stores or chain restaurants, then you're probably familiar with what's called GAP certification, Good Agricultural Practices. Basically, lists certain practices you have to have in order to, ensure food safety. So that requires certification. That requires having a consultant or contractor come out, almost like building a house and having the building inspector come out and look at what's going on. So that costs money too. It costs money to get someone certified. It costs money to do routine testing, like for example, testing your irrigation water to make sure E. coli count is low, below a set standard. So we can also, you can apply for the program there. It's reimbursable. Just basically turn in your invoices and you will get some portion of what you spent back. So it's not a lot, but it can help, it can make a difference. So again, if you know anyone who might benefit from any kind of farm bill program, please give us a call. We're here to serve every farmer from half acre to on up to a lot bigger. So thank you, and thanks for everything great. It's good for you.
Thank you, Coach.
Mary, is the farmer's market still going on?
Thank you. Yes. I'm Mary Griffin from the Graham County Public Library, and also I'm a volunteer at the Graham County Farmers Market. This Saturday is our last Saturday until spring. Thank y'all so much for coming out and supporting us. It's still free, thanks to the generosity of different organizations. We've got tents and advertising. We all come together along with the inmates at the Graham County Jail and set up the tents in the morning, and they help us take down in the afternoon. But thank y'all so much for supporting us. We've grown from, I just got to tell you, Carol Garland, that works at Sweetwater Farm Pizza Boxes, he came to a Friends of the Library meeting 5 years ago, and he said, it's a good parking lot for a farmer's market, because their grant site right now. So we called Angie tonight and asked if we could have it in the parking lot. And the county commissioners are letting us work 10 sustainable growing minds for $1,000, and it's called Try It, You'll Like It. And the idea was that I would take produce that the farmers brought in and make recipes out of them. And go, oh, that's good. Let's go down to that tent and pick up that. So the first smoothie I did was watermelon. And you brought just gorgeous watermelons. So nobody was going to this truck and buying watermelons. I said, do you want to try the smoothie? He took a sip and he said, my watermelons don't taste like that. I made this mess. It was horrible. I just didn't do the recipe right. If you don't have a library card, now we talk about the library, please come get a library card. We're now with NC Cardinal, and so if we don't have it in the Graham County Library or the Nashville Regional Library, we have over 200 other libraries. We send in the request, and it comes the next week if we're lucky. So it's and then we're online, which that's like a love hate thing, because if you order to read online, you won't come see us in that. You can come to the meeting room if you need the meeting room for anything, and just give us a holler. We have received several grants, and I don't know whether, I'm so grateful for the Dogwood and the Nanahill Trust and also the Growing Minds, because even they feel really sorry for me, just give me money. but we're really working hard. The one that we have just received was from the the Dogwood Health Trust. And many of you may know Denise Anthony, who passed away in 2017. Her husband was moving, and he was looking for a place that might be interested in doing her collection. And so we wrote the grant and Dogwood worked with us. And now we're having 3 basket weaving classes, and it is just so much fun. The fellowship, all the different ages and different from everywhere else, and we all get together and either cuss or pray. We do those things together. We're also taking it to the after school program, and Snowbird Community Library will also host some classes, and Socoa will host classes, so it'll be easier. You don't have to go across the mountains. It'll be easier for the community. So come to the classes. It's fun sometimes. And another grant that we received it after COVID, and it's targeting books that deal with ACE, which is Adverse Childhood Experiences. So we've all had those experiences that affect us and makes us do what we do as adults. And so we were able to we're getting titles that from young adults to children and to help us, especially after COVID, because we were also isolated. And so we've been able to work with the council of the school system, the elementary school, and she's given us titles that she could use in her experiences. So we're just now getting those titles in. And one more, the worms. I'm looking at Josh, because his daughters have met the worms. We received the grant for that righteous sustainable growing vines. Y'all, we have red wrigglers in the library. Well, I was having a secret competition. So the red wheelers are expensive, and ours died. I mean, from Valdosta, Georgia, and we needed them, so I went to that shop. And I thought, these are mutts, they'll be fine. They're not with the rest. Just ran us out. So I put those in my yard, so they're fine. So we got the purebreds, and so I freeze bananas out the jug. And we just registered. But there's no bag. So the kids, we were having the best time. So we let them know the look, and they'll come in like clumps. They all get together, eat them every night, and so come see. And then we'll be able to use, they don't know they're digging in castings. It's the one.
And they're coming out with their hands with gloves, you guys with gloves, because they're like, they want to touch you, your grandchildren. Oh, Granny, look. And you're like, no.
It's just wonderful. And then we'll come to see the worms and they'll check out a book too. So
It's all good.
Not sure I really want to follow the whole worm story, but I'll do the best I can. I'm Callie Moore. I'm the Western Regional Director for an environmental organization called Mountain True. And we haven't done a lot of work in Graham County yet, but one thing that we have done at Great's request is help eradicate the kudzu that was growing around the downtown, the backside of the downtown buildings, and climbing up the deck and everything there in the downtown. And so we were able to accomplish that project over the past couple of years. And more recently, we've been working with the Eastern Band to clean up the June Lescott Memorial Site and the place where the old museum was, and get rid of the non-native invasive plants that were there, and plant native trees and shrubs. And they have plans for kind of a little native plant walk, I think, that labels some of the plants and talks about their medicinal uses and things like that. So my colleague Tony Ward is the person who's been working on that. And so our office is in Murphy, but we do cover Graham County, and I'm sure Michelle knows, but I'll tell all of you, anytime we can partner with you and help with projects in Graham County, we're more than willing to do that. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. Who else?
I guess I'll give it a shot. So, I'm Kevin, I'm the publisher and sports writer of your favorite hometown newspaper, the Red Star. Two updates about what we're doing. So, we just went through a ridiculously busy stretch of 3 specials and 3 consecutive editions. It not killed Randy and I, but we pulled it off. One of those was our 150th anniversary magazine, which I've heard nothing but good feedback. If you have negative, don't tell me, please. Anyway, it was a 60-page magazine. We have additional copies available for purchase at the office, and actually the Historical Association is selling them as well, I think. Right? I think you guys are selling them, is that right?
Yeah, we've got some that we sell.
Okay, all right. And so if you guys aren't buying the craft store, you're missing out on a lot of stuff, though. Like it's pretty good newspaper right now. But one thing we're trying doing is an information hub on page 2 each week, which has a list of upcoming events, a meeting schedule, and a church calendar all on the same page. It's very easy to access. We want to know what's going on, guys. We can't always be on Facebook or anywhere else or email. So if we don't know about it, we can't put it in there. Give us a call. We got emails. We got phone numbers down there. Let us know if you want to be there. And speaking of specials, we're kind of getting into the holiday season. We do some stuff like Mountain Hoops, Letters of Santa comes out. We have a business card record. We get everyone in here involved in that. But we're actually working on something for next year where we do community-specific specials, and we're starting with Fontana down. We just spoke with them last night. I'm not going to wait too much of that, but basically what we're doing is we're doing special magazines on significant communities and their history and where they're at now and where they're at moving forward. And Montana has been gracious enough to be first one we dabble in, so we'll see how that goes. But we've also talked with Valerie, we may do something for Spoken later as well. But want you guys keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming out March-ish. So a lot of good things. We hope you guys are enjoying it. I am still trying to find out if I can broadcast the game tomorrow night, so I'm sorry I haven't asked you for that yet. But I'm going to go either way. So I hope you guys are enjoying the streams. There's been some technical glitches that I have no control over. I wish I did. But we appreciate your business. It's been a very successful revenue stream for us. So enjoy being here. Thanks, guys.
Hi, I'm Carol Watson. I'm just a community member. Many of you know me. It is the holiday season coming up. I'm involved in several musical groups. We have a new group that's formed called the Red County Singers. It's at the Methodist Church Wednesday night at 6:30. Our first performance is at the tree lighting ceremony on Saturday, the 3rd. We're going to be there from 5 to 5:30 because we have another engagement at 6 o'clock. And I know that it starts at 5:30, so that's our first performance. Toccoa Community Singers have a program at Toccoa Valley Center on Sunday the 4th at 6 o'clock. Refreshments afterwards, so please come to that. The Graham County Singers have their performance at the Methodist Church on Sunday the 11th. At 6, I think. But we'll have that in the paper, so just wanted to let you know there are some good things coming. If you'd like to sing, come and join us. We'd love to have you.
Thank you, Carol.
Hello, everybody. I'm Angie Knight, Superintendent with Graham County Schools. I want to thank everybody for this overwhelming support that you have for the school system. It seems like every time we reach out to the community, you more than supply our needs. In what Carol said, there's a lot of good things coming up. One of the things that we look forward to every year for the 4th year, we have done the cookie crawl. For those of you that don't know, you can purchase a ticket for $10. This year, the proceeds go to the Big Brother Big Sister program of Graham County. And your ticket allows you to have a map and a bag, and then it gives you an opportunity to go around and visit 20 businesses in Graham County or agencies. Our hope is that it's kind of a give back for us with Graham County Schools, that we can partner with our local businesses and agencies to get you in their door, let you shop a little bit locally, get to know them, and it's a great win-win partnership for us while you get to sample nice little Christmas treats as you go around and vote on them at the end. So that is December the 10th from 10 until 2. And it is precludes the, I believe the parade that day is at 6.
Yes.
So it gets everybody out and about in town and kind of enjoying some of the Christmas spirit. But again, thank you for all your support with Graham County Schools.
Angie, where can we get tickets?
Oh, you can purchase tickets at my office, which is 52 Moose Branch. If you call, if we need to bring them to you, we can. We just feel like one central location is easier. We're still old school, we just do personal. But we'll bring them to you if you need that, so.
Any others? Beverly?
I'm not officially part of Socoa Valley Center, but I do see Jennifer here. And so I wanted to make an announcement about the Santa,
Breakfast with Santa.
Breakfast with Santa coming up. So if someone can confirm, I hope the date is December 3rd.
It is December 3rd, yes.
9 o'clock. And then there's also a fraction that goes with it. Until about 4:30 or 5.
Thank you. Any others? Kim?
I'll go ahead and share. I came on to the Wilderness Society in September, and I was put in charge of a project that had been taking place for a while, but we wanted to give a national spotlight on our region, and so we partnered with a national photographer organization and brought in a previous Nat Geo photographer to highlight some of the people and the relationship of the lands in our area. We focused mainly on the Eastern Band and traveled within their landscape. But we wanted to let you all know it'll be coming open to our website in a few days. It will go live, and we'd like to see about ways in which we can highlight at a national level our region. So the Appalachian region is something that at TWS is getting more traction within our national org to stand up and showcase the beauty of our area. So I know, where'd she go? We were talking about the hiking trails that were here. That would be another way that we could showcase the beauty of our mountains and bring more people to our community. So again, I would love to talk to you all about ways in which TWS can uplift our work here. But be looking for it on our website. It's a beautiful photo essay. We're sharing 20 pictures, and then the photographer wrote about her experience here and how she, as someone from an outside community, came in and saw the beauty of how people relate to the land. So give us a couple of days, and it'll be on our Wilderness Society website.
Any others?
Michelle, I'd like to recognize a couple of people here that, this group, you're the volunteers in Graham County, and I've been a volunteer for over 40 years with the Boy Scouts. And I want to recognize Brandon back here and Joe Barnett for their work with cleaning up this county and the lake. If any of you been upon that lake, all the work that Joe and, I'm having a senior moment. Right, George Kilmer done a great job of working on this county. We did a lot. Joe taught me how to volunteer when I signed up to the Boy Scouts. He trained me. Blame all that on me, but my wife made me go. So.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you all.
That's what keeps our community strong. Do you have any others? So you guys got an update from Fontana?
Not really, no. I mean, unless Brandon wants to talk some about it.
I took National Geographic out of the park and they did a documentary on us this area. Let's see, and I'm working with them on the trash cleanup. It's the biggest trash cleanup in any national park, so they're supposed to do another documentary on that. And I guess we're over 200,000 pounds of trash now.
Wow.
It's doing good. That's 8 miles in the lake, so it's probably 400,000 pounds more to go. But if I can get like National Geographic
Thank you.
Besides that, everything else great.
Thank you.
The constitute vote or whatever that goes over to the trail.
Yeah, that was
I
our
saw
state
that.
magazine, they did an article on this day. And then, it went over pretty well too.
Okay, then I must have seen it on National Geographic, sorry.
Yeah, well, National Geographic was hidden gems, and it just aired, it's only on live TV. And it was narrated by Garth Brooks and all, and they sort of seen the names of it. It was pretty cool.
Anyone else have something they'd like to share? All right, Jake, tell us about North Gilman.
Oh, okay. I'll bring up good news. Those of you that have been out to the George Gilman Memorial Loop in the last 2.5 years know that part of it was closed for safety reasons due to some of the hydrologic issues there. The contract has been completed yesterday. I was out there this morning. We're going to, like I say, the Forest Service is going to open the trail officially at 10 o'clock on Saturday so that everybody can now, again, do the full loop out there, which is a really good thing. Another thing that I think Heath alluded to at one other meeting that some of you may not have been at is, in addition to that, there's a grant for a work crew to come in for 8 weeks to help mitigate trail issues on the Memorial Loop. That's been supplanted by a very generous donation from the Wilderness Society to help with some of the other issues that were covered in that first grant, and then there's some other projects on there. So I think within 6 to 7 months from now, you'll see a much improved George Gilman Memorial Forest Loop. So come on out, we're gonna have some warm liquids on Saturday morning, and just take a hike and see what the fantastic job the contractors did. Under budget and shorter than projected time.
I was thinking that I would, for the towns, or I guess county government as well, that in March, I believe it is, there is another part of this Rural Transformation Grant Program is called Rural Community Capacity. So it's an opportunity for a community, local government, and that so it can be a town, it can be county government, and what we found in other places that really small communities often partner like with a nonprofit, like with Great, or volunteers. And what it is a, gosh, I don't even remember how many months long program, but there are, I believe, 3 meetings at Appalachian State up in Boone, kind of fun, overnight, good food. I'll just tell you the graduation ceremony was at a chocolate and wine shop. Oh! See the spread. My boss was asking for pictures of it just the other day, so she could drool a little more. But anyway, and it is exposing those communities to skills, to resources that are available to assist, or just funding sources that you otherwise might not have known about. And the big kicker, and this is why I'm saying please do this, somebody, maybe all of you, whatever, please do this, is that in the end there is you're eligible to apply for a $50,000 planning grant. Most communities go in to get some funding to do like a feasibility study or a streetscape plan, or something else that is like a critical project. And that money is, as long as you do a decent job of explaining, is pretty much guaranteed. So it's really worth investing the time, but it is an opportunity for a community or a local government or whatever to train a staff person or 2. You need to send 2 people to App State, but then they have some online trainings that are open to as many people as you can fit in a room. And so you can train, a lot more a lot more folks through the program or whatever. But anyway, I just think it's a really good deal. It is opening again. We just finished the first group, and the second one I think is going to be opening in February or March. And actually, the good folks at Southwestern Commission will be right on top of this if anyone wants to apply. So it'll be great. It'll be great.
One of the things occurs to me, which is that in 2023, North Carolina has decided to designate this as the year of the trail, which I think is going to have a very nice impact for those of us who have trails. We probably close to number one.
For those of you that don't know, North Carolina is actually known as the Trail State, so they are doing a special emphasis on that, and I don't know if it's kind of feathered out from the building outdoor communities, but they're doing a special emphasis on trails. It can be water trails, hiking trails, forest trails, bike trails, some of which we have all of those somewhere or another in the county. So there is going to be further planning going into that about which ones to highlight and how to celebrate those in our area. So there'll be more about that coming up. Are there any others? Well, I just want to thank all of you for being here. Coming together like this is what makes getting things done possible. That's what makes things possible. What one of us can't do, two of us can do better, but all of us can get it done, right? So I appreciate the efforts of each and every one of you in this room in your varied walks of life and what it is that you do, and know that I rely upon you, I need you, and that you will be hearing from me again. So let's go forth and let's make Graham County the best that Graham County can be. Thank you so much for being here.